welcome back to my channel, 1000 Live fam. If you're new here, my name's Jenaya. This is Live 1000 Lives. So I look different than in this video because I didn't get a chance to upload this video yesterday. I was supposed to upload a Q&A yesterday on the 6th, but some stuff came up so I wasn't able to. But I am going to combine yesterday's video with today's video. Today's video is just going to be interesting facts about the day I was born, May 7th. So it wasn't going to be very long. But I wanted to open this video and let you know that it's a two-part video basically. I may not upload every single day in May, but I'm going to try. But if I skip a day or combine two videos, I'm not going to be upset with myself. So just know that. And let's go back to past Jenaya, shall we? Welcome back, 1000 Live fam. If you're new here, my name's Jenaya and this is Live 1000 Lives. Today I'm going to be doing a special video for you guys. It's a Q&A. I've been trying to do one of these for a while, but I just didn't have enough questions at the time. I have 16 questions now, so we're just going to do it. I'm going to do a random number generator to do which question I answer when, because there's some questions from the same person, so that way I don't answer all their questions one right after the other. So anyway, some of these are from Instagram, some of them are from YouTube, some of them are from Twitter. So yeah, and I think I got a name wrong on one of them, but I'm not sure and I can't find where it came from, so I'll have to go over that one when that one comes up. But anyway, let me change out the battery and then we'll get right into this. Let's go. Okay, I'm back. My computer's over here so that I have the questions, and I've got the random number generator, which I'll put up here as well. The questions I'll probably put down here, and then the random number generator thing I'll put up here, just so you guys know. Okay, so our first number is 16. Okay, so this comes from @AlexWrites. This is from Twitter, and it says, what's your least favorite genre of book to read and to review? To read, it would be nonfiction, like biographies, or historical fiction. Not my favorite. Also poetry. So those three, I would say, oh, and horror. So those four are probably my least favorite genre. And to review, I just don't like reviewing books. I'm not very good at it, to be honest. But if I don't like a book as much, I'm really good at ranting about that. So that'd be my answer for that question. 8. My friend Chevy asked me on Instagram, who is your hero? Who is my hero? Who is my hero? I would say my grandpa Al is probably my hero. He passed away when my son was like 9 months old. My oldest son, Timmy. You guys know Timmy. And I was really close to him. and I still cry on the anniversary of his death. It's been 13 years. It'll be 14 years this November. And yeah, I still cry. So, and I adore him still to this day. And I always have. So, my Grandpa Al. Next. 1. This comes from Instagram from Matt_reads. And it says, what book character would I want to switch lives with for a day? Ooh, that's hard. I think, though, I would want to switch with either Nesta, because I feel like I relate to Nesta a lot in a lot of ways. But Cassian is hot, so... yeah, definitely Nesta. Okay. And 12. This comes from Kristen Craves Books on YouTube. And she asks, what are some holiday traditions that you have? So normally for Christmas, my family, the adults in the family, we draw a name and do Secret Santas. That is probably one of my favorite traditions, although I don't know if we're going to do it anymore due to the fact that we're spreading out more now. So there's that. But it is one of the holiday traditions I love. And I think that's it. I love that one. So 5. This comes from Twitter, from the Faye Reader X. If you could live in one world, which would it be? The thing I have a hard time with this question is none of the fantasy worlds I would want to live in, I probably wouldn't survive in them, to be fair. So, but I think either the A Court of series world, or I might even like to live in the Amari world, because it's like our world, but with like, a fantasy type element, type world attached to it, I think those two. At least for now, like those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. 3. Okay, another @_Matt reads from Instagram. What's my favorite season? My favorite season would have to be summer. I really like summer. I like to swim. That and like, actually, I think it would be like spring into summer, like that little bit of time where like spring is turning into summer. So it's not too crazy hot, but it's also like still pretty, like the flowers are pretty and stuff. So I would say that probably, because I really like spring flowers, but I also really like summer because you get to go swimming. I get time off with my kids, or they get time off with me, actually. So about there. 6. Okay, this comes from @BeckyC_89 from Twitter. What's your favorite book from your favorite genre and why? Oh Lord. So my favorite genre is fantasy. My favorite book so far would be the Fever series is definitely like one of my favorite series of all time, as well as East by Edith Patu. That is East and West. It's a duology. Or East has changed into Northchild now. But those are really good books as well. Some of my favorites. And then probably the Court of series. And I love Amari, so I would say Amari. I know I'm saying a lot of the same, but those would probably be my favorites. Why? Because the found family, the romance in some of them, the magical elements. So yeah, that's what I would say. 9. Oh, my friend Chevy from Instagram. We're friends in real life, Chevy and I. She wrote, "Why are you so pretty?" Because God made me that way, Chevy. Because God made me that way. Okay. 14. Maya Catherine from Twitter asked me, "Do you make resolutions?" No, I normally don't. I'll make I'll put together things that I want to work on throughout the year, but I don't actually make resolutions because I never succeed at them. I always give up really easily, and I don't know why. I think it's because I don't force myself to do it long enough to create a habit out of it. And so then I just give up, which is really dumb, and I need to change that. But I'm 36. You can't teach an old dog new tricks sometimes, you know? No, I think I could if I really worked on it. But I think I don't see the point because most of the time, people don't follow through with their resolutions. So, But good on you if you do, because I wish I could. Number 4 is at Wow I Read from YouTube. And that says, "What book from your childhood do you have the most fond memories of?" Ooh, East is one of them by Edith Patu. That I read in 8th or 9th grade. Also, there's a book. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I think it's The Ant Who Came to Dinner or something. It's about a goose or a duck who is trying to make dinner for a friend, and this ant ends up in their house, and they like ruin their whole house trying to get this ant out. It's just a little cute picture book, but it was one of my favorites to read as a kid. Also, this is gonna sound really weird, but the Bible, oddly enough, because my father used to read it to us to go to bed at night, and so I have the fond memory of like my dad reading to us for bed. So I would say that. Also, I Love You Forever, I Love You for Always. I think it's called I Love You for Always. That one holds a really special place in my heart. It was a book my grandma used to read to my dad, and then he reads it on Mother's Day at church, or tries to. He usually cries through the whole thing, so someone else has to come up and read it for him, but he tries. So yeah, some of those. Yeah, I would say those. 2. Matt_reads from Instagram asks me, "How often do I DNF books?" I DNF books probably, well, I DNF them whenever I'm not enjoying them, because why waste my time? What happened to the light? Come on. So that's what I would say. I will DNF a book, and I do whenever I'm not feeling it going well. Okay, so now we only have a couple left, so I'm just gonna go down the thing. So I'm gonna stop this now. Okay, so the next one is Chevy again, and it says, "What's your favorite book?" So at this moment, I would say my favorite book would be The Unhoneymooners for Romance. There we go, sorry. The Unhoneymooners for Romance, or contemporary. And then for fantasy, I would say the Fever series and the A Court of series by Sarah J. Maas. Those are probably my favorite. And Amari. I really love Amari. And East. I still love East. So there, I have a lot. But I don't think I can really pick a favorite. I feel like we have favorite books for a time and then they change, you know? But those are it right now. Okay, the next one is the one that I was saying I might have got the name wrong on, because it says Nye, but I think it might be my friend Di, and I just accidentally put the N in there. But N is really far. I don't know. So I'm sorry to whoever did ask me this question if I'm getting it wrong. But it's N-I, or it could be Di. So the question is, if you had the chance to interview a famous writer, who would it be and why? So I'm gonna give you someone who's dead and someone who's alive for this one. For the dead famous writer, I would say Edgar Allan Poe, because I absolutely love Edgar Allan Poe's stuff. I know, but I do. I love it. So, which is weird because I don't like horror, but I love Edgar Allan Poe. And I don't really like poetry, but I like Edgar Allan Poe. Who knew? Anyway, as far as a famous writer for today, like someone who's still alive, I would really like to interview B.B. Alston. I think that he would be so much fun, and he seems like such a genuine person that I would love to interview him, for sure. Oh, or Karen Marie Moning, because I absolutely adore her. So, there you go. Next is Christine Crave's books. She asked, who is a character that you relate to the most from the books you have read in 2021? So in 2021, I read a lot of books. Probably, from last year's books, probably, oh, what's her name? Why is this lighting tripping me out? Cora, I think, from the Beneath the Sugar Sky. I think she was in that one. Where the Drowned Girls Go. The main character in that one, I related to her with her body image issues and stuff like that. So I would say her, since, yeah. Also, Nesta. Okay. Alright. So the next one is from Maya Catherine, and it says, what's your favorite holiday tradition? I did answer this one already. I got 2 questions like that. What are some of your holiday traditions and what's your favorite? I already told you guys my favorite is the Secret Santa. So there's that one. The next one comes from my husband Joe, because he thought it would be interesting to tell people this one. So he asked, what tips or tricks do you use to get through books with your dyslexia? So if you didn't know, I have dyslexia, and I have pretty bad dyslexia. It's with numbers and letters. And I found out I had dyslexia in the 2nd or 3rd grade, I think. I was in a special ed class for reading because they were like, this girl is not up to par. Like, we gotta get her going. So what happens is when I, like, let's say, for instance, high fantasy is very hard for me to read because there's a lot of words that you don't really know because it's in a fantasy setting. It's in a fantasy setting, you know. But so what I do is I read, like, let's say I was reading this page, okay? So I would read the page, and if something doesn't compute, I have to go back and reread that sentence or reread the whole page. I tend to do a lot of rereading of pages. Why is this lighting just not wanting to be okay for me. Thank you. I tend to do a lot of rereading when it comes to my books. So, and I don't mean like, oh, I finished it, I'm going to go back and reread it. No, while I'm reading it, I tend to reread pages a lot. The other thing as well is my brain has kind of gotten to a point where it guesses words sometimes. And that's why, like, if something doesn't make sense, I'll go back and reread it, because my brain will sometimes just put in a word that it thinks makes sense. So there's that. But really, I just take my time. I have to take my time, which is why, like, for me, reading a chunker like this, even though this isn't as big, but it's like over 600 pages, it's almost 700 pages, is really hard for me to get through. And why reading multiple books or a ton of books is really hard for me, because I have to take my time or I don't remember anything, number one. And number two, I'll remember something wrong because my brain has tricked me into thinking it's a different word, or it just won't make sense. So I have to take my time and reread a lot. So that's why audiobooks are really good. Like this, because it's so long and because it's high fantasy, I'm reading while I listen to the audiobook. So that has been a helpful tool for me. So yeah, I basically had to figure out ways around it in school. I never finished, I don't think I ever finished a book for like a, you have to read this for a class. I don't think I ever finished one, except for like Of Mice and Men, because it was like this big. But like if they were bigger, like bigger books, I never finished them in school. So yeah, because I didn't have the ability to finish them in school, because you had a set amount of chapters you had to read and I was too slow. So yeah, but that's the last one. So thank you guys, anyone who put in the Q&A for me or questions. Thank you so much. If you would like to ask me some questions for the next Q&A, because I plan to do another one probably in August, because it's my 5 years on BookTube in August. So if you are interested in seeing another Q&A, leave questions in this video, the comment section. Please leave me questions in the comment section of this video, and I will put them in a spreadsheet like I did these last ones, and we will have another one in August. So I want to try to do a couple a year, probably around my birthday in August, and maybe one in like December or something. But for now, that's it. I hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up, ding the little bell icon. Please consider to hit that subscribe button so you can join the 1000 Life fam with us here. And remember to comment your questions down below for the next Q&A. Remember to check out my description box. It has all of my social media links, as well as my Amazon wish list and mental health links. So make sure to check that out. Remember guys, a reader lives 1,000 lives, and so can you. So keep on reading, and remember to stay safe and healthy, be happy and kind, and always love one another. See you in the next video. Bye!